Welcome, everyone, to Exandra the Medium. So, today I just looking at talking about what's happening with the divine feminine as we are experiencing these abrupt attacks on the feminine and some crumbling situations to the feminine energy. The first thing I want to talk about is this trial um, outcome for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And I have just been devastated in this fact that so many people just bought into this, narrative that had been put out for 2 years that Johnny Depp has been abused and he's the one who's the victim here. Uh, and just the way they did the trial and everything. And I want to go through a few of those things and how it's affecting the feminine energy going forward. Um, Going forward right now, the Me Too movement, where there were many legitimate cases with Me Too that were very important for women's rights and for women being able to, report abuse and rape and just all of this misconduct that men have gotten away with for, especially powerful men, forever. And so, at this time, we have this case come in from this famous man who lost the cases in the UK. But when he came here after 2 years of programming everybody, and he does have a lot of fans here, and everything he said they believed. But the case was really all it was supposed to be was about defamation. And in defamation, you have to prove who is going to be hurt the worst and who has been hurt the worst. Johnny Depp, was he hurt the worst? He his career was going still after all of the stuff that had gone on. Hers was devastated right from the time she spoke up with the Me Too movement. And they attacked everything that she did for 2 years, programming people to hate her. It was so negative. But, I wasn't really involved in that energy. But when the trial started, I was drawn to it. And I felt like I'm supposed to watch this and understand what's happening here. And so I did. And at first, like did an earlier video, I bought into the, one of the greatest actors of all times acting. I believed him. I was like, oh my gosh, she's just horrible. She's disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw her side, the first day I was like, I am really confused here because something's wrong, and yes, she didn't come across like the great actor did, but I think she came across truthful, but she was attacked for everything. If she rolled her eyes or, anything she did, she was attacked relentlessly by everyone. And the energy became so disgusting. Um, but when I felt it at this point, I prayed to my guides, and I usually get a lot of stuff in my dreams. And I was shown that he was the powerful man. He was doing the abusing, even in these trials. He was the narcissist. And every person that she brought in, there was anger there because they know what they were dealing with. A narcissist getting up there, acting it out, telling a story. Poor Johnny Depp. Poor, oh, he was so victimized. And then attack every one of the witnesses, and they're just terrific. But they had anger because they've been going through this with him. But narcissists will not give up till they destroy you. And why did she run away? Why would she not want to be there and go through it? Because when you're trying to get away from someone like this who is your abuser, you want nothing to do with them. Okay, he wanted to go after her and after her and after her until she was broke financially, mentally, the whole world's attacking her. And the energy of that is something I have to talk about too, because I got sick to my stomach, these constant things that kept showing up in the different feeds and every attack upon her. The energy was so toxic and so disgusting. I mean, They couldn't think of enough bad things to say about her. Her hair, her clothes, her eyes, her demeanor. All she was trying to do was hold it together. Hold it together as this guy comes in for his last big attack. Okay. But of course, they're going to attack her. Boy, let's really beat up the victim. I mean, I was a little afraid for her mental stability if she was going to take her own life. It was so disgusting. And I hope that she got some healing, some energy work done, or something to at least release this negative energy back. I know I was releasing some for her. Whatever was being sent to her in this negative way, I was releasing it back to the people who wanted to send it. I mean, it is one of the biggest bullying cases I've ever seen in my life. And unless you were there, you have no idea what went on. You heard the tapes that Johnny recorded. How many times does somebody come at you, a narcissist? If you've had any experience with a narcissist, they come out you and get you just shaken and screaming and out of control because you can't take it anymore. It is, you lose control. That is what they are good at. That's why the best thing to do with a narcissist is run. If you know you're in a situation, get out before it's way too late. And in her case, it was way too late. And of course, she was dazzled by his charm and loved him. I mean, I was falling in love with him after seeing, some of the things, and then until I woke up and I went, oh my gosh, this is disgusting, because you could feel the energy. So, he again abused her to the ground. Her career goes nowhere from this point forward because of what? Because he defamed her. Yeah, takes her to court, saying she's defaming him, though in his career, his movies had started to fall. People weren't interested. Hers, however, he meets this beautiful young girl and becomes obsessed with her, and says some weird things about that. He becomes obsessed with her. What do you think he's obsessed with? Beautiful young girl is going places. Her career is just taking off. And yet, why? He's jealous. He's trying to hold her back, push her down. And in relationships, the masculine, especially toxic masculine, what they want to do is they want their career to just keep going. They want you to feed them the energy. They create toxic situations nonstop because every time you attack somebody in whatever way, emotional abuse or physical abuse, you take their power. That wasn't good enough for Johnny. He wanted to make sure he demolished her because his career was failing. He was going downhill. And guess what? Now he is just up and he's making the money. So he took her power. She was rising. She's the one who's been defamed. She's the one who lost her power here. And everyone wants to, oh, yeah, it's so good. The victim's getting his power back. Oh, is that the case? Yeah. I listened to the whole thing so that I, would understand it, even though it was sickening to me, as I heard everyone that worked for him get up and they're still on his payroll. They'll lie for him. How are they going to prove it? It was them, their word against her word. Okay. Well, the only, I guess, the recording that she recorded showed, and I felt the energy from him on that one when he's slamming the cupboards. Listen to his voice. Feel the vibration of that man. That's the real Johnny Depp. You want to say it's not, that he's this, oh, poor little broken Johnny. Sure. Johnny's not broken. Johnny just got his power back. And as he is the proclaimed energy vampire of Hollywood, am I surprised? This is vampiric work. Anyone who does any spiritual work needs to take a look at this. This is a vampire who comes in and breaks a person down so he can steal her fame. And he gets her career. He gets to take all that she was going to become because he stole her power. This is what they do. They steal your power, leave you broken. Energy vampires, narcissistic people. This is what they do. And we all got to witness it. And all these women jumped on his, bandwagon because he created such a spell. He has a charismatic way when he came into court and he's, I lost everything. He's already doing movies. He lost nothing. But he didn't, even though his children knew he was a drunk and an addict, they've seen it before. But It's her fault that they have to see him this way. Everyone who's still on his payroll or getting money from him wants to stand behind him. Yay for you. And all the Hollywood, all those people in Hollywood that want to stand behind him, there's very few that came out and you want to put the truth out there because they don't want their careers lost. I mean, Amber's friends even lost their careers. They had to stop being her friend. She lost everything and everyone. And what did he lose? He's got all the same people around him, all those people on his payroll still in his pocket. The defame, whom? Defamation. And who lost the most? Amber lost the most. She lost her power. And, energetically, I hope somebody helps her and cuts these cords and pulls her power back and breaks this, evil curse that he's got on her, basically. His little vampiric curse that he's put on her to steal her power and energy to revitalize his career. And it looks like it's working. He's out there partying it up and he's so cool. Oh, Johnny, you are just the most wonderful guy. No, please. I mean, I want to throw up when I see his face out there again because I see what he did to her. I felt it. If you are an empath and you do not feel the cruel behavior, then you're not being real with yourself. Because as an empath, we feel energy. We see what's happening. And the social media campaign against her was vile. Her child's being threatened. She's being threatened. Why? Because you heard her scream and get upset and they said she shit on the bed. I don't believe she did that. There was a time I thought she did. I don't believe it at all. I believe it was a setup because he seems to be the one that was keeping records. And I was with the powerful man and he was one documenting things as he was having an affair and doing all the garbage he was doing behind my back. It took me a long time to stand in my power. Even speaking here today is like standing in my power because I cannot stomach watching the divine feminine be destroyed again in a big way. And this is a huge way where you've got women that jumped in on this thing with Johnny thinking he's so wonderful and they're not listening and they're not waking up. The text messages, these are the true Johnny. They came from his phone. They were vile and disgusting. What he wanted to do to Amber, what he wanted to do to some other woman he met. These are things he said. Oh, someone stole his phone. Okay. Well, that's a good excuse, convenient, I suppose. Johnny Depp's letting his phone, people use his phone and send out vile messages about women. Sure. I mean, the lies just, they call her the liar. Wow, wake up. This is an attack on the divine feminine. The divine feminine is about love, compassion, and empathy. And when we want to bring the divine feminine and we want to be in this 5D reality, spiritual people wanting to ascend to that, we have to take a look at what is not that. And we have to, especially when we see it being attacked, as the divine feminine is being attacked by the dark energies. And that's all this is. His energy is so dark, so dark. How people can't see it, I don't know. I mean, it's like the dark attacking somebody who was, a budding star, the divine feminine. Did she party? She partied. I'm sure many people in Hollywood party and do some different things. But was she an addict? Was she, had a suitcase full of drugs that had to be carried everywhere and gallons of vodka everywhere she went and started drinking? I don't think so. She may have drank a little bit or some. I'm not saying a little, maybe a little more than she should have. I don't know. I'm not there. But he fully admits he has all these addiction problems. And when you listen to the tapes, she's saying, defending herself. She's saying things. She may be getting upset. Well, if you've been in a narcissistic relationship, I'm sure you weren't perfectly cool and calm as you are going through abuse, especially the kind of things that Amber brought up. And her bruises aren't real. The things that they said just disgust me. And it's an attack on the divine feminine, and it's something that people need to wake up to. And I didn't want to bring this in here other than wake up. Divine feminine is under attack. in a huge way. And this one will be very hard to come back from because it was someone like Johnny Depp that came in and took it down. And he's bragging about now, time for changing. Yeah, he wants to change us back to the way it was. Low wages for women. Women are always treated less in Hollywood. They make less money than men. And, we've heard of some of the many stories that women have had to go through. And this is throughout all of life. Women get paid less and put up with a lot of stuff. And if you, as a woman, have gone through this, you need to think about it. How did you react when you were being abused, when you were being manipulated, when you were being told you don't need to work? What you're being told is your career is not important. I'm important. The masculine is important, but you as a woman, you just stay home and you do what a woman does. Stay in your place. That isn't allowing the divine feminine to rise to love in her own power. And love and compassion with the divine feminine is where, we have empathy for all, but we also understand, we need to be there for women. We need to have empathy instead of joining the bandwagon of attacking women. When you weren't there, she's brought enough evidence to say there was abuse there. He's an addict. Been around addicts. You might want to think about that also. They lie. They do everything to get their own way. They manipulate, and their actions, the more drugs they do and the more they get into it, the deeper they are, they crumble themselves. But that's her fault. Okay. His movies were failing long before all of this. So we have to take a look at that for the divine feminine to rise and for love and compassion to rise within us. We have to be willing to bring all the women up with us, not start attacking the women. Because if it was cut and dry and everything he said was just the way, true, yeah, that'd be a different story, but it's not. He won. He won in a big way. He stole her career. He stole her fame because he took it from her through this abuse. Anyone who understands energy vampires and narcissists, that's what they do. She wasn't doing that to him. She was telling her story. So all she did was tell her story, and everyone wanted to attack her as if she were the liar. It's all I've heard. Oh, she's a liar. She's horrible. She did drugs. Okay, well, if you've had a narcissist and had to get away from them and you would do anything to just end it and never see them again, you understand this. She didn't want to be involved in this. He wanted to make sure he took her power. He wanted to make sure she had no fame. He wanted Hollywood to reject her. He wanted the fans to just reject her and attack her and abuse her. It's disgusting. And that is not helping the Me Too movement. And if you believe whatever you believe, hopefully, if you have a story, they'll believe you next time as the woman, because the way it's turned around, all the man's got to do is use his power and money and get people to say whatever he wants in court. He wins. And the justice system in itself can be corrupt, but it's only as corrupt as the people that come in. That's why the evidence of just, oh, I saw this and I saw that. Well, okay, we got to leave your word against this word, but okay, we're going to destroy this woman and we're going to rise him to the top. This man who admits to being a vampire, just in the title of his band, that's what he resonates with. That's who he is. He is the narcissist here. Many experts said the same thing, but they had anger because they were being attacked, for for everything they said too. You get attacked. If you attack me, I'll just delete you on mine. If you think it's so important to bully another, there's always energy return. So, sending dark energy to anyone, you might want to think about it. Just the way people have done to Amber Heard. It's disgusting. And all of that can come back to you, all of the bad karma, because you weren't there. You listened to a painted story by Johnny Depp, and you attacked every word she said and every piece of evidence she said. Her life has been destroyed. She should have won. He should not have won. And, I don't care what people think about me or say about me because I will return the energy to you. So don't worry about that. But for people who go through this, you need to listen. You need to wake up. You need to feel the vibration. If you didn't watch the whole trial or you just watched his side, you didn't want to hear what she had to say, watch what she had to say. Listen. Vibration is everything, and vibration will tell you the truth. Because even, I have seen a few spiritual people speak out getting the same sort of message that I've got. Um, but a lot of people are just under the spell, which is we've been going through this because of social media for so long. They create a narrative and they repeat it and they put it this way and they switch it up and they do it over and over and over. It's imprinted in your brain so much, you have no choice but to believe that spell they've got you under. Instead of releasing that energy, releasing those imprints, and really feeling the vibration of everything that you are hearing in this case. The Me Too movement, it's sad if women lose some steps that they have gained. Is it all perfect? No. I mean, there was some kind of out of control stuff, but there was some real stuff in that. And we have to listen deeper than we've ever listened before with the social media, because it's vibration. If it makes you feel sick to your stomach and it triggers you, you might want to really go deep within and get some answers for yourself. Don't listen to me. Go deep within. Ask your guides. Connect with source. Let yourself be downloaded the information that your guides would be telling you the truth. And that's how you connect to spirit anyway. These messages are so important. What he did here, got away with, and what has happened to her from many people who were constantly putting up these videos of a bunch of crap on them, just reiterating his message instead of hearing what she had to say. Nobody even listened to her. He beat her up emotionally and energetically and took her power and energy. And he wins. That's going to play out well, because I should say, and I hope he does go with that Camilla. She deserves the karma of being with him, because it ain't going to be pretty. That guy has some deep, dark demons, and he is all about Johnny Depp. And he is acting like he is just, his cockiness right now is unbelievable, because he knows he took her power. And he's unstoppable right now. If people don't wake up and listen to the vibration, go back and listen to when he was slamming the cabinets and his voice and the rage, that vibration was disgusting. And the messages from his text messages, feel the vibration of what was said there. You'll know the truth if you really want to know the truth. And if you don't, that's fine too. But if you want to move to this 5D love and compassion vibration, we have to take a look when somebody is beating someone up energetically. This isn't love. This isn't empathy. A narcissist has no empathy. That's why he was willing to do this to her. He is a complete narcissist. And anyone that says he's not and calls her the narcissist, no, they got you. They got you good on that, and all you're doing is getting imprints of bullcrap. Go and do some meditation. Release the imprints that are confusing you at this time. Steve Noble has some amazing meditations. He's on YouTube for releasing these imprints. Go in, do some work, and then ask the questions. Don't just let all these imprinted messages stick in your energy field, because then you're going to be confused and you're not going to understand. And we're at a critical moment with this ascension energy and this higher love vibration of breaking through to it. We're not there. And, some people live in that land, and that's good. And if that's why they're here, to just sit in that vibration, and they don't need to go through, this breaking through of this energy by breaking through the darkness and the imprints and sharing ideas to help others wake up, then that's, where they need to be. And that's great too. But for me, I couldn't sit back and feel this dark vibration after I heard also the verdict. I was just like, wow. And this is where we are. Women still don't have any power in situations like this, her power was taken. And, that's going to happen to all of us women. And you need to really think about it and stand up. Stand up by understanding and feeling vibration and really being able to tell the truth between lies and what is authentic truth. I mean, it is so important here. Yeah, so anyways, I just had to share this message. I'm going to start doing some videos today for the signs, some higher self messages, but I just had to do this, and it's not something everybody's going to agree with. And, I ask you, you may not agree with me now because the imprints are so deep within you. Release the imprints and figure it out from within, because that's really where the change is going to come, is when more people are aware for themselves. They can answer the questions within themselves, their guides and their angels, and they can start working with source so they can have the answers of what is true and what is not. And how do we get to that higher place of ascension, of love, of compassion, where we care and have empathy for all of humanity and all living things and the planet. This is, what ascension is about. It's raising ourselves to a higher consciousness where, we see what is truly there. And we don't live so much in this, darkness, hiding in the dark. Truth and, the authentic vibration, when you do this, you feel it yourself. And that's how I'm asking anyone who does watch this to take a look at it. Do some clearing on yourself before you ask the questions. Release the imprints that they've been telling you to believe, the stories and the lies that they have been filling your head full of, in your vibration, frankly. Because it's been pretty awful. So that is my message for the divine feminine and this Me Too movement, because I am really frightened about women, really being pushed further down because of this. All right. Love and light to all of you. Raise your vibration. Stay in the light. Have an amazing day.